Good morning guys, it's Monday the 13th of March. I've got a couple of days off work. You find myself back down on the bank. I'm actually at Todber Manor. I've just been in a tackle shop to let them know I'm here. Absolutely horrendous conditions. We've got like 50-mile-an-hour plus winds and rain. It is not very nice. It's going to be like this for the best part of today and tonight. Clearing up hopefully tomorrow in time for packing up. I'm going to get down there, get set up, and I'll catch you in a little while. At the end of this video, I'll be telling you how you can get your hands on this bag of Parker Baits micro pellet for free. So stay tuned to the end and I'll reveal it all then. Anyway, hope you enjoy the video and I'll see you in a bit. Watch it guys, I'm trying to cover the mic up because it is absolutely blowing a hoolie. Okay, we're on Willow Bank Lake at Todber Manor. I'm in swim 2. Swim 1 is available. When I got here this morning, there's about 5 or 6 people up that end of the lake, and they've got a nice bit of shelter from the wind up there. I'm guessing that's why they're up there. But down here, I'm being absolutely battered. The trees behind the swims have been pollarded, and the wind is blowing straight through, whereas before there'd have been like a windbreaker. But yeah, the wind is coming straight through, battering the bivvy, absolutely battering. Anyway, talking about the bivvy, I've had to wrestle with that to get it up, trying to make sure it didn't blow away before I can get the pegs in. Absolute mission. Just starting to rain, and that's why the camera's inside the bivvy. But yeah, to get the rods out, I've got the bait boat with me, but I haven't used it yet. Probably a bit too choppy, to be honest. So I've wrapped up, and I've got all the rods out against the far margin, and right hand rod, middle rod are the OG fruit and nut. Left hand is the OG fish, all on bottom baits. I'm using bottom baits on all 3 rods at the moment, just tipped with a bit of fake corn. And the left hand rod is a lead clip system, right hand rod and the middle rod are on my running lead system. So yeah, they're out, we're fishing, and we'll see what gives. In the meantime, I'm going to get in the bivvy, get the kettle on and have a cup of tea, and I'll catch up with you in a little while. Well, that didn't take too long. Right hand rod, twitchy little 2 inches up, inch down, an inch up, and I was just checking it out, and then it went down about 4 inches and then started twitching back up again, wound down, and this is about 16-17 pound. Lovely little mirror, gave a good count for himself. Wiped me middle rod out, unfortunately. So we're not off the mark, we're not blanking. A nice mid to upper double mirror carp from Willow Bank. Happy days. That was on the fruit and nut on the running lead. So on the bottom bait, tipped with a little bit of plastic corn. Happy days. Right, I'll get it back and I'll see you in a bit. Okay guys, just getting on for lunchtime, and as you'd have seen, I've not long ago had that sort of mid-double mirror, probably about 16, maybe 17 pounds. Yeah, happy with that. Good little scrap. And like I say, that's on the right hand rod. Not tight to the rushes, but half a rod length off. Going over to the corner, sort of in the swim opposite water, but there's no one else fishing at the moment, so I've spread my rods out a bit. That was on the bottom bait, fruit and nut, topped with a bit of pink corn on the running lead. Very twitchy bite. Hopefully I've got that on the camera. yeah, sort of twitchy, and I wasn't too sure what was going on, whether it was the wind or not, and decided eventually it was carried on moving, wound down, got a nice tight line, leant into it, and yeah, fish on. And it started powering off towards the jetty with the feeder on, but I managed to walk down the bank and get it away. Yes, I've got some new rods at the big one show, so it's the first fish on those, which is nice. Always nice to christen new tackle. Yeah, the Sonic rods, so 12 foot 3¼ Very impressed from cast well, play the fish nicely. A little bit softer than my other ones, so yeah, quite nice to play the fish on. Yeah, so that's where we are. So like I say, Willow Bank, swim number 2. It's a Monday, and I'm down here until tomorrow afternoon. I'm booked until 5 o'clock tomorrow. Whether I stay till then, I don't know. But I can pack up as and when I want, really. Tomorrow the weather's meant to be a bit better. I don't think it's going to be so breezy. In fact, the wind is meant to die down a bit tonight. So hopefully it does. It has been, it feels like it's slowing down a bit now, to be fair, but it has been absolutely horrendous. Like I say, getting the bivvy up, absolute nightmare. Yeah, I was having sort of all sorts of tricks to keep it on the deck while trying to get the pegs in. It was a mission. But anyway, we got it up. It's pretty sturdy now. The wind's coming directly behind the bivvy, so no chance of it coming in and catching the front like it did at Coking Farm that time. So yeah, all nice and solid. But yeah, so I'm going to have myself some lunch in a minute. I've got a couple of those Chicago town pizzas, the little ones that you're meant to stick in the microwave. I'm going to stick those in the Ridge Monkey, warm them up, and have those in a bit. But yeah, very happy to have a fish. And like I say, it's been pretty horrendous setting up. Hopefully it dies down a bit and we can relax a bit more and listen out for these buzzers. Everyone else on the lake has gone. At the moment, I'm the only person on here. So let's see what happens. Not always a good thing. Everyone else, like I say, was down that end of the lake when I turned up this morning. I'm the only person that's down this end. I'm the only person on the lake at all now. So hopefully my presence and my lines going out there doesn't push the fish back up the other end. I'm hoping that all the lines that have been down there, I've pushed them down this end, and hopefully they stay down there long enough for me to catch another one or two. But anyway, that's it. Tactic wise, I did go around before I put the baits out and put a couple of handfuls of OG fish and the fruit and nut and some of the Parker Baits pellets. I've got both the fish pellet, which smells amazing, and I've got the OG fruit and nut pellet. Again, it does smell really good. It smells a bit toffee-ish. It's exactly the same makeup as the boilies, but it's just got a slightly different smell to it for some reason, and it does smell really good anyway. Fish one is out of this world. So I've been round, put some pellets in, put some 14 millers of the fish and the fruit and nut around each of the areas where I'm fishing, and yeah, we're just going to sit and wait and see if we get another tug on the line. But that's it, and I'll catch up with you in a little while. Watch you guys, just gone 4 o'clock and you've joined me in the bivvy. There's nothing happening on the rods. I've had a couple of twitches on the middle rod. A couple of times I've gone out just to stand over, just in case anything's happening, trying to see if the tips start twitching or whatever, but it's so windy out there. All 3 rod tips are all just bouncing around all over the place anyway, so almost impossible to tell. So I've left it where it is. So those have been out since I had that fish this morning. So yeah, nothing to report. Just tied some more rigs up and getting ready for the night. If the wind dies down a bit more, I'll probably try and put some out with the boat to get a bit of pellet out there with it. Some of the Parker Baits, well, I'm going to use both the fish and the fruit and nut pellet, and even some of the multi-pellet, the little particle pellet they do. So get some of that in the hopper and some crushed up boilies, and yeah, get them out on the spots, a little bit of bait around them. And that's the plan really. So not a lot to report. Like I say, I've got the rigs all ready, I've got baits on them ready to go. In fact, let me just show you what I'm doing. I've got my mesh bags all tied up. I've got several of those ready, but I've got like a simple blowback rig, just a little bit of a pink topper on the top, simple blowback rig. This one's a nice short one that's going out there with the bladder liner, and my old favourite, which is what I had the fish on this morning, is my rigid hook section with a hair, and that's combi linked to a semi-stiff coated braid. So that, like I say, that's what I had that fish on this morning, and yeah, I'll be sticking with that. Super aggressive, it just wants to go in the flesh whenever you sort of put your finger anywhere near that point. It's such a good rig. Yeah, and again, that's matched the hatch fruit and nut wafter, and I've just tipped it with a little bit of the pink sweet corn on there. So yeah, that's going to be going out there. And the other thing I'm going to try is, when I was in the shop this morning signing in, I've got some of the new Nash run beads. I don't know if you've seen these. Now, if you watch my videos, you know I like a running lead. These are a bit different. I've got it set up on a lead-free leader, quick change swivel on the end. It's got a strange sort of banana shape to it. I don't know if you can see that on there. It's very dark in this bivvy. And the idea is, the fish picks up the rig without any tension, and it can run freely, and it can't use the lead to try and dislodge the hook, which we know they do. However, if it picks it up and it starts getting tight to the line, then what happens is the lead locks in place and acts as your bolt rig. And so once it reaches that, that's the point of no return for the carp, and yeah, hits the lead, forces the hook home even further, and you're playing the fish, and obviously that will work its way down. It's also got a lead clip system on there, so that while you're playing the fish, the lead can detach, and you can set that. There's a little band on here. I'll go into detail in these at some point, but there's a little band on here. You can adjust how strong it is to drop the lead, and I'm going to have it on there just so you know it comes off under a little bit of pressure, not too much pressure, but you know, if the lead was to get snagged, it's going to come off. So that's that. Even if the lead didn't come off, this is done in such a way that the leader will pass through that banana section anyway, but you know that you've got the safety factor of dropping that lead. So I'm going to probably put this on one of the rods as well when I put them out there, and we'll see if it has any effect. Anyway, that's the catch up, and yeah, I'll be redoing the rods within the next hour or so. And like I say, there's a chance I'll be using the boat to do it, but we'll see how the weather goes, because it is every now and again you're just getting big push of waves going through, and obviously I don't want to risk losing my boat. So anyway, we'll see how it goes, and I'll let you know what I end up doing later. Watch you guys, just coming up for 6 o'clock, starting to get dark. It will be dark pretty soon. I put the rods back out, all three are reset, pretty much same tactics as previously. However, I have changed the left hand rod to that new Nash running leg clip setup, so I'd be interested to see how that performs. I did put the baits out with the bait boat, and yeah, a bit of pellet and mixture of the pellets, the Parker Baits pellets in there, some crumbed up boilie and a few whole boilies as well. Not gone mad, but I've got a feeling it's not cold. I mean, it's windy, and that's making it a bit chilly, but it's not freezing cold at the moment. And this wind, I've got a feeling it might make the fish feed. So I put a bit of bait in the hopper, and I've also been round and sprinkled a few bits and pieces in by hand, and you know, in the spots I'm fishing, just to get a spread of bait over there, and hopefully keep any fish that come in the area and try and keep them there for longer, until they trip up and take one of the hook baits. So, yeah, that's where we are. I switched over. Right hand rod is the bottom bait, middle rod is the fish wafter, topped with a little pink sweet corn, plastic sweet corn, and the left hand rod is a fruit and nut wafter with no topper. So we're sort of covering our bets. We've got 2 with toppers, 1 without, fish and the fruit and nut out there. So covering all bases. We'll see what happens. The one I had earlier was on the fruit and nut, but it's not really enough to go on to switch everything to fruit and nut. I still want to chop and change and try different things. So like I say, they're out there fishing until something happens. And in the meantime, I've got my curry on the go. I've got the chicken Penang from the cook range, the frozen food range, and I've got my sticky rice, which I've really do like. I've showed you it before. VT, I think it's called. Really nice rice and really goes with those sort of aromatic curries very, very well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to tucking into that, and yeah, we'll see what the night brings. I'll put the camera away now because it's going to be too dark to see anything soon. But obviously, anything happens in the darkness, I'll get the lights out and share it with you, and I'll hopefully see you in the dark. I'll see you in a bit. Morning guys, it's just getting light, and there's nothing to report obviously, otherwise you'd have seen. Nothing on the rods. I heard a couple of fish bosh to the right hand side during the night. Sounded like good fish, and they didn't sound too far away. But like I say, nothing on the rods. During the night, the wind started dying down yesterday evening, and then about midnight it picked up again, and it started getting really quite strong again with rain. Yeah, so we had pretty stormy night, and again that's died down again in the early hours of this morning. It's actually not a bad morning now. The sun's just coming up, and yeah, the wind's completely different to yesterday. It's died right down. So yeah, it's not a mill pond out there, don't get me wrong, but it's nowhere near as windy as yesterday. So that's nice, because it was a bit intense yesterday. Still trying to rain every now and again. Still seeing a few dapples hitting the water every now and again on the bivvy, but only just. But yeah, generally it's a much better day than yesterday. So I'm just waking myself up, got my porridge, got a cup of tea on the go, and just sit here and wait and see if anything happens. If it does, I'll let you know. In the meantime, I'm going to tuck into this, and I'll see you in a little while. Watch guys, just getting on for 10:30, and nothing to report on the rods. I've had a couple of twitches, a couple of knocks, not developed into anything, particularly on the right hand rod. It did shoot to the top and then straight back down again, but yeah, not sure what's going on there. But been an interesting morning. It's been nice. It's been the odd bits of sunshine like it is at the moment. Has been a bit of cloud cover, but you may notice behind me the wind has changed direction. It's coming completely the opposite way down the lake today. So it's coming into the bivvy, but it's nowhere near as strong, so I'm not worried about the bivvy, that's fine. But yeah, the wind has changed direction, which could be a good thing. We'll wait and see. So I've got a few hours yet before I pack up. It was interesting this morning. I saw a car come and pull up, and then I was in the bivvy, and I heard footsteps behind the bivvy. Turned round, it's my brother. He's travelled all the way down from London to get me to sign some papers. I was up there the weekend signing other papers. Yeah, but there's one we missed, and he thought, you know what, I'm up early, I'll drive down. So he drove all the way from London down to here, got me to sign the papers. We had a cup of tea together, a bit of a chat, and yeah, he's tootling back home again. So yeah, nice to see him though. And it didn't bring me any luck on the rods. We was hoping that it would happen while he was here, but it didn't. But anyway, it is a nice day, especially when the sun is out. It gets a bit cooler when the cloud cover comes. But yeah, it's nice. The wind's changed direction. Fingers crossed for one before we go. But anyway, let's just make the most of this nice day, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. Watch guys, just coming up to 2 o'clock, and as you can see, I'm starting to slowly pack down, and yeah, nothing else has happened. A couple of guys have turned up. One guy turned up this morning, Simon. I've actually met him before, and he's a few swims up, and since he set up, he's had a mid-double out. So yeah, nice to know they're still having it, but unfortunately not for me. But yes, good to see one come out. Like I say, nothing's happened for me, but I did reset the rods about an hour ago, just on the off chance, just to freshen them up. And you know, you never know, they might have been sitting in slightly the wrong spot. So I've put them back out in essentially the same areas. But anyway, so I've done that, fresh baits, etc. Same rig setups as I've mentioned before. So that's it. So I'm going to put the camera away in a sec. Obviously, if something happens, I'll let you know. Okay, so at the start of the video, I mentioned this bag of pellets that's going to be a giveaway. Tom at Parker Baits gave me this giveaway to one of you, my viewers, and yeah, really nice pellet. It's a micro size. It's sort of various miniature size pellets and various flavours. I think there's 3 or 4 different sizes and flavours. So yeah, it's really compact. So perfect for your solid bags. Cram it in there. Don't get many air spaces. Makes a nice tight bag. So really nice pellet. I've been using it in my wrist bags this session. They also do the OG fish and the OG fruit and nut in larger size pellets that you can buy separately as well. Really nice. If you buy some and smell them, it'll take your breath away in a good way, honestly guys. Fantastic. So new from Parker Baits is their pellet range. To get your hands on this particular bag, this is only open to UK mainland for postage reasons. I can't afford to send this to anyone who's watching this in the US or anywhere. So sorry guys if you are, but UK mainland. And what I want for you to get your hands on this bag, there's one bag to give away, is tell me in my last upload, which is the hour-long video that I've done on Watergate and Ratfin. I've done a session on Watergate, then a session on Ratfin, and I want you to tell me how many fish I caught in total in that video. And I'll give you a clue. They all came out of the Ratfin section, the second half of the video. But I'll give you another clue. You've got to watch right until the end, because you may switch off before, because I thought the video had finished and then something else happened. So, how many fish did I catch in total? Put it in the comments below. And you could be chosen at random, if you got the right answer, to get this bag of baits delivered to you. Talking of giveaways, in my last video I was giving away a bottle of the Parker Baits Flat Spot and some stickers, and the winner of that is Darren. He was the first person to come up and say hello to me at the Big One show last week. Yeah, really nice guy, really nice to meet him. In fact, he bumped into me while I was talking to Martin from Martin's Angling Adventures, and yeah, so the 3 of us were having a chat. Yeah, really nice moment, and yeah, he went away happy with the bag of prizes. So nice one, Darren. Okay guys, so like I say, come to the end of the video. If you do like my videos, please do subscribe. Press the subscribe button. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, thumbs down. Leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll always try and get back to you. But yeah, like I say, do press that subscribe button though. It doesn't cost you anything, it doesn't cost you a penny. But what it does do, it makes a big difference to me. It means I know you guys are enjoying the videos, and it also means YouTube know you guys are enjoying the videos, which means they push it to a wider audience and more people get to see my ugly mark on their phones or on their TV screens. So anyway, that's it guys, and I'll see you soon, and yeah, be lucky.